So today we are going to study about the first P of marketing mix, that is product. So why product is important? Because we know for a company has two major aims to achieve. The first aim is the customer satisfaction and the second aim is profit maximization. And in order to attain these two objectives, the product act as a medium. So a product can be defined as, or we can say product is any tangible or intangible offering that must satisfy need or aspiration of the consumers. We can say anything that can be offered to a market for attention, acquisition, use, or consumption. We can also say product is a bundle of attributes offering for use or consumption by the final consumer. Uh, Product is anything which is of value and is offered through a voluntary exchange. Like if I am giving someone 15 rupees, so for for 15 rupees, what benefit I am getting? So there is a exchange, and exchange is a of equal amount, and the person is getting some value out of it. So a change in feature creates a new product. When we see that certain change is there in a existing product, so a new product is created or a modified product is created. Then we have services. Service is a set of activities, benefits, or satisfaction offered for sale, and we know the characteristics of service. It is intangible in nature and may not result in ownership. So goods or services are a part of product, and here we are seeing on y axis we have physical goods and on x axis we have service. So there are certain things which come 100% also on service category, and there are some things which come on 100% goods category, and there are certain things which offer a mixture of tangible goods and intangible services. Like we talk about restaurant services. So in restaurant, what we are getting? We are getting the food. Food is a tangible aspect of the restaurant, but the services that has been provided, how the food has been served for us, how the ambience of the hotel is there or a restaurant is there, so that creates the aspects. So for marketing, for products, we see the four P's of marketing, that is product, price, place, promotion. And in services we have extended marketing mix, that is people, process, and physical evidence. So products that are marketed can include physical goods, services, experience, events, persons, places, properties, organization, information, and idea. We can market some ideas like women empowerment. We can market some information like wash your hands before eating a food, and we can promote some organizations or properties like we or places like Taj Mahal we are promoting, or we are promoting some person. So the product has 5 levels, also known as customer value hierarchy. It is known as 5 levels of product, and with each level, more value is added to the product. With each level, customer get more value from the product, and there are 5 levels, that is core product or benefit, basic product or benefit, generic product or benefit, expected product, augmented product, and potential product. So what is the core benefit? Core benefit is the fundamental benefit customer is really buying, for which he is actually paying the money. And the basic benefit is built around the core benefit. And expected product or expected benefit, the amount which we have paid. So we expect something. So it is the attribute and conditions buyers normally expect. And sometimes what we have paid and what we have received exceeds our expectation. We have paid less, but we have received more. We have paid more, but we have received less. So that comes into augmented product that exceeds the customer expectations. And in the last, we have potential products, like all possible augmentations and transformation product might undergo in the future. That is a time of a period of customer delight is known as potential product. Now, what is the definition of customer value? So customer value is the satisfaction a consumer feels after making a purchase for goods or services relative to what she must give to receive them. We know a customer doesn't consider value just in terms of money spent, but he also consider the time it takes to obtain the purchased product and the interaction with the customer service personnel. So the customer value has several tiers and best thought of as a hierarchy, and this hierarchy determines the importance of services in the minds of consumers in terms of what consumer expect and does not expect from the purchase experience. So moving further, what exactly is the meaning of core benefit? That is the fundamental service benefit the customer is really buying. Marketer must see themselves as the benefit provider. If we take example of a hotel, so a hotel guest buys what? He buys the rest and the sleep for which he has paid money. The basic product at the second level, the marketer has to turn the core benefit into the basic product. So the hotel room should include a bed, a bathroom, table, chair, closet, and towel. These are the basic. When a person is coming to a hotel and he's paying some amount to take rest and sleep, so this is the basic thing that should be provided to the person. Now, what is the expected product? At the third level, the marketer prepares an expected product, and it is a set of attributes and conditions that a buyer normally expect and agree to when they buy the product. Now, when a guest is coming to the hotel, so what he will expect? He will expect a clean bed, fresh towels, working lights, a quiet room, a good ambience. Now, what is the augmented product? The fourth level, here the marketer prepares an augmented product that meets the consumer's desire beyond expectation. So when the hotel provides CCTV cameras, fresh flowers, toiletry kits, room services, multi-cuisine dining, so that is why that expectation has exceeds what he has paid. And it is very important in the competitive environment to give augmented product to the customer, and that is what makes your product stand out of the clutter. So here it is written, in a competitive market, competition usually take place at the product augmentation level. So augmented benefit may become expected benefit in the competitive market. Now in the end, we have potential product. So potential product encompass all the future augmentations, like possible evolution of product is analyzed and provided by marketer to obtain consumer delights, like hotel should provide fresh fruits, stocked refrigerator, personal wallet. Successful marketers add benefit to not only retain the customer but to surprise and delight them. This is the normal expectations these are the normal expectations which are expected. Now here's a one diagram, like things are shown. What are the core products, actual products, augmented products? So basic products and services comes into core product, then packaging, features, design, quality level, brand name comes into actual products, then installation, after sales services, warranty, delivery, and credit comes into augmented products. Now here is one example of customer value hierarchy or product levels of Happy Meal by McDonald's. So the core benefit is, for the Happy Meal, is the food for the stomach in order to satisfy the hunger. So basic product for Happy Meal is in a way is a combo meal containing individual products offering of McDonald's. It is a burger and a Coke combo which It's the intent to satisfy the hunger and the quench thirst. Now we have the expected products. So McDonald's has a reputation of standardization and high quality assurance, and thus consumer expect that their happy meal doesn't taste different at different outlets, and that their food is handled with the highest degree of cleanliness and hygiene. Now we come to the fourth level, that is the augmented product. So for a happy meal, the free toy contributes at this level. Toys are changed on periodic basis and are often creative and interactive. So McDonald's ensure their quality, safety and suitability for children. Then we have potential product. For the happy meal, the healthier alternatives can be introduced to replace the aerated beverage. So the toys could be more creative, interactive, and also impart knowledge to the children instead of just remaining as a plaything. Now moving further, we have product classification. So product can be classified on the basis of durability and tangibility and on the basis of usage. So on the basis of durability and tangibility, we have non-durable goods, durable goods and services. And on the basis of usage, we have consumer goods. Consumer goods is again classified into convenience goods, staple goods, impulse goods, emergency goods, shopping goods, specialty goods and unsought goods, and then we have industrial goods. So according to durability and tangibility, the first category is non-durable goods, that is tangible goods that are consumed in one or few uses like toothpaste, soft drinks. Then we have durable goods that survives many uses. The tangible goods which survive many uses, like we can see refrigerator, two-wheeler or any example which comes to your mind. Then we have services, like services are intangible, inseparable, variable, it is perishable, offering to the market like haircut, banking services, insurance services. Then according to use, the first is consumer goods. So it is classified on the basis of consumer shopping habits, and consumer goods could be convenience goods. So what are convenience goods? Goods that the customer purchase frequently or immediately with the minimum efforts. Consumer convenient goods are again classified into staple goods, impulse goods, emergency goods. So and unsought goods. So staple goods purchased on regular basis, impulse goods purchased on impulse without any planning or search, emergency goods like which are purchased when the need is urgent. Then we have shopping goods. Shopping goods, goods that customer in the process of selection and purchase, such as suitability, quality, price, style. Like we have furniture, clothing, major appliances, hotel and motel services. Then we have specialty goods. Specialty goods are goods with unique characteristics and brand identification, for which significant group of buyers are willing to make special purchasing efforts like car, two-wheelers or music system. Then we have unsought goods, goods that either customers does not know about it or customers knows about it but doesn't think of buying it. Example, kitchen chimney, vacuum cleaner, insurance. So unsought goods require substantial marketing efforts in form of advertising, personal selling and direct marketing. Then we have industrial goods. Industrial goods that are goods which are used in production of other things like motor, hand tools. So industrial goods can be raw materials, basic goods that actually becomes the part of physical products. Then we have capital equipments, which refers to large tools and machineries used in production and operation of the firm. Then we have accessory equipment that is used in production and offices activities but does not become the part of the final product, physical products. Then we have component parts like finished items that needs little processing before becoming the part of the physical goods. Then we have process material used directly in the production of another products. Then we have supplies which are short lived, low priced everyday necessity items. So this was the classification of products. Thank you so much.